You're watching Behind the Screens. Grab some popcorn, fill up a drink, and take a seat. Our feature presentation is about to begin.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you may be listening. Welcome back to Behind the Screens. I'm Chris Jason, and Mike's always here. Mike, you doing okay?
I'm doing very well today, Chris, and I'm so glad you guys could be back here again for another movie segment of Behind the Screens.
Yeah, sorry I just sound some out of it. It's just this movie is just... Why are we doing this?
Because we have to. That's what we have to do. We signed up to start the series like this, and we're going to see it through till the end.
Yeah, because today's movie is considered one of the worst modern... Not just modern comic book movies, but worst modern movies of all time, according to a lot of people.
Especially to some people.
Heard that.
Exactly.
Yeah, today's film is X Men Origins Wolverine, the fourth installment of Fox's X Men franchise.
And the beginning of the Hugh Jackman Wolverine trilogy set within the 13 movies.
That's right, yeah, because Wolverine's the most popular X-Men. He has to have his own trilogy within the series of movies.
Yep.
I hope I can get through this no problem. I don't know if I can.
Yep. The film was directed by Gavin Hood, released in 2009, approximately an hour and 40 minutes long.
I mean, that's not, at least it's not long, so.
Nope. The film's plot details Wolverine's childhood, his time with Major William Stryker's Team X, whom you may remember from the second movie, played by Carl Cox, I believe was his name. The bonding of Wolverine's skeleton with the indestructible metal adamantium during the Weapon X program, and his relationship with his brother. We'll get into that when we get to the main series proper. However, as we like to do with all of these movie reviews, let's dive on into the plot. You guys know the drill, so let's jump on into the plot of 2009's X Men Origins Wolverine.
Let's do this.
In 1845, James Howlett, a boy living in the Northwest Territories of Canada, witnesses his father being killed by the groundskeeper, Mr. Thomas Logan. Anxiety activates the boy's mutation, bone claws protruding from his knuckles, and he impales the groundskeeper, who is revealed to be James's birth father before dying. So yeah, this movie shows that Wolverine is actually, if I'd have to guess, born in 1835, so he's over 170 years old.
It's because of his mutant abilities, that's why.
Yeah, so basically he has the ability to live for a very long time.
Yeah, but considering the fact, unlike the movies, in the comic books, Logan was actually born in 1885. But
yeah.
Who's keeping track?
Who's even keeping track? The filmmakers certainly weren't.
Yep. But
basically, so we now learn where he grew up. He was definitely born in Canada. He's 170 years old. His father, quote unquote, was actually another man's father, and this is absolutely crazy. James flees along with Thomas's other son, Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth.
Yep, Wolverine and Sabretooth are brothers in this universe.
So that is honestly crazy, because I never would have thought of that in a million years. Oh my goodness. Basically, so yes, Sabretooth is Wolverine's half-brother and has a sharp claw and nails thing and a healing factor mutation just like his. They spend the next century as soldiers fighting in every major American war you can think of, beginning with the American Civil War, both World War I and World War II, and finally we settle in Vietnam in 1973.
Right.
In Vietnam, the increasingly violent Sabretooth attempts to rape a Vietnamese woman and kills a senior officer who tries to stop him. So, yeah, I actually forgot about that part of the movie, believe it or not. I guess I've just zeroed it from my memory.
Right.
Wolverine, so the summary has them named as Jimmy and Victor. We're going to call them Wolverine and Sabretooth because we're not idiots.
Yeah,
okay?
we're nerds. We're going to be very accurate here.
Yep. Wolverine returns to Sabretooth upon the commotion, and ignorant to his brother's intent, he rushes to defend him. This results in the pair being sentenced to death by firing squad, which they of course survive due to their mutant abilities. Major William Stryker, played this time by Danny Houston, will be seeing him in a very much next recent movie review, so just keep this guy's face in your mind.
That's right.
Basically, this dude right here approaches them in military custody and offers them membership in the Weapon X program, a group of mutants including extreme marksman Agent Zero, katana-wielding mercenary Wade Wilson, played by Ryan Reynolds, Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Deadpool is in this movie. This film is the first cinematic appearance of Wade Wilson, Deadpool.
Again, we'll get there.
Okay. Teleporter John Rath, played by rapper Will.I.Am, of all people.
Who would have thought?
Let me tell you, I love that Will.I.Am is in this movie.
Yeah. Now, Will.I.Am is a rapper.
Funny.
He's cool, but I don't know about this.
I mean,
we'll get there.
He tries.
Yeah.
I will give him this. He tries really hard. Super strong and invulnerable Fred Dukes, a.k.a. The Blob. He doesn't look very blobby in this scene, though.
Oh, give it a few years.
And technopath Chris Bradley. What's his name? He's basically just called Chris Bradley or Bolt or Maverick, basically.
I'll stick with Maverick.
They joined the team for a few missions with Wolverine using the alias Logan, which we all know him as is in the original trilogy. But Sabretooth and the group's lack of self-control and empathy for human lives causes Logan to leave. Yeah, they have this really epic opening fight scene with all the characters fighting the soldiers of like a mission that they're on and stuff. It's honestly really nice. Let me tell you that much. It seems like everything is going really awesome at first. Like, I will tell you this. Ryan Reynolds is having a blast playing this role.
Yeah, that's true.
He looks nothing like Deadpool, but he really has the charisma. He really is selling everything. Like, doesn't he, like, slice a bullet in half?
Yeah, which inspired a later movie, Deadpool 2.
That is, you know what? So damn true. Let me tell you that much. Okay, so Wolverine leaves the Team X team, and then we cut to 6 years later in 1979, 30 years before, this movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Logan works as a logger in Canada where he lives with his girlfriend, Kayla Silverfox. Okay, this is something that I will get into when we talk about the characters for the movie, but basically, Silverfox is played by Lynn Collins. She does a pretty decent job playing the girlfriend of the main hero in these types of 20th Century Fox films, just so you guys know. Stryker and Zero approach Logan, reporting that Deadpool and Bradley, aka Maverick, have been killed and someone is targeting the members of the Weapon X team. So Deadpool's dead. Great.
Yeah.
We'll get to that as well. Logan refuses to rejoin Stryker, but after finding Kayla's bloodied body in the woods, realizing that his brother is involved, he finds Sabretooth at a local bar, but Logan loses the subsequent fight. Afterwards, Stryker explains that Sabretooth has gone rogue and offers Logan a way to become strong enough to get his revenge. Yes, like they introduced this woman just to murder her to death in the woods.
That's like a woman in the refrigerator trope.
Yeah, basically. I mean, pretty much like Jeff Johns would have drooled all over this movie's script. Let me tell you that much.
Jesus.
Oh my god. So Logan undergoes a painful operation to reinforce his skeleton with the metal adamantium, a virtually indestructible substance. Once the procedure is complete, Stryker orders that Logan's memory be completely erased so that he can be used as Stryker's personal Weapon X. But of course, Logan overhears this and escapes to a nearby farm where an elderly couple takes him in. It's like what? Like at least we at least get to see like Hugh Jackman running around without no clothes on. That's funny. I love that.
I guess.
That's like jumping off a cliff with buck ass naked. That is hilarious. I can't even tell you how much. So basically, Logan finds his way into the barn of an elderly couple who might as well be named Jonathan and Martha Kent, basically. However, after spending the night with them and having some really bad CGI scenes, like
the claws.
We see the first scene of him with the claws, and believe it or not, they actually look worse than the original 3 movies.
Yeah.
How is that possible? This is 2009 CGI. It should not look this bad. Let me tell you that much. So basically, after spending some decent scenes with the couple, like breaking their bathroom and stuff, but of course it does seem nice because it feels like the brief stint of peace that Wolverine needs after all being experimented on and being shot at, jumping off a cliff. Zero kills the elderly couple in the following morning and tries to kill Logan soon afterwards. But Logan takes down Zero's helicopter and swears to kill both Stryker and Sabretooth before blowing up the helicopter, killing Zero in the process. So Zero was barely a character in this movie. I completely even forgot he existed. Oh my god. Logan locates Will.I.Am and the Blob at a boxing gym in Las Vegas. The Blob, who has ballooned in size due to a guilt-induced eating disorder. Yeah, they basically turned an eating disorder into a fucking joke. Like, seriously, classy. Explains that Sabretooth still works for Stryker, hunting down mutants for Stryker to experiment on in his new laboratory, located at a place called The Island. Oh, great. Dukes also mentions, believe it or not, Remy LeBeau, Gambit. The only one who managed to get out of the island and therefore knows its location. So after trying to spend 2 movies getting Gambit into the story, you shove him into a prequel that's really, really not good. Yeah. Oh my golly. We're basically at the halfway point, well, almost at the end actually, and barely anything interesting has happened. So basically, Gambit was the only one to basically get away from Stryker. Will.i.am and Logan find Gambit in New Orleans, of course, because he's freaking, what's it, Cajun?
Yeah. Around there, yeah.
They both fight Sabretooth, who kills Will.i.am and takes his DNA for something or other. So yeah, Will.i.am is gone.
Great.
He was awkwardly funny, and now the movie is lesser because he's not there.
Great. Thanks, Fox.
Yep. Basically, let me just see where the hell did I leave off here? Agreeing to help release mutants that Stryker has captured, Gambit takes Logan to Stryker's facility on 3 Mile Island. Basically, okay, so Gambit has a plane that he won in a card game. Of course, if you guys are unfamiliar with Gambit's powers, he's able to throw things and they blow up, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's basically like all it is. He looks super cool with an awesome trench coat and a staff and playing cards. He really is one of my favorite characters, especially from the original 90s animated series.
Absolutely,
Let me tell you that much. We will get to him specifically in the characters. We're not going to talk about a lot of the characters in this movie because there really isn't much to talk about, unfortunately.
No, there isn't.
Okay, so basically Logan learns that Kayla is in fact alive. What a shocker, folks! Having been forced by Stryker into surveilling him in exchange for her sister's safety. Please. So does that mean that she's been faking love to him for like 3 or 4 years just to ensure her sister's safety?
I'm guessing, which is...
Bruh.
What?
I have a rant about why I think this movie is so terrible, but
I do too, but...
We'll get to it at the very end.
Yeah.
However, Stryker refuses to release her sister and denies Sabretooth the adamantium bonding promised to him, claiming that the test results revealed that Sabretooth would not survive the operation.
Seriously?
Plot convenience playhouse, everybody.
Yep.
He can't get the powers because the computer says so. Stryker activates Wade, also known... So, yeah, Wade is alive. Basically, like, they tried to fake us out saying that Deadpool died, but if anybody has read a Deadpool comic book, they know that Deadpool is basically immortal. You can't kill him no matter how much you try. Yep. He's basically like a nicer version of Lobo from DC.
I guess. Yeah.
Literally, he's known as Weapon XL. I refuse to call him Weapon 11. He's Weapon XL.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I hate that name so much. They call him the Mutant Killer. Let me tell you, if anybody has even remotely heard of this movie, they're aware of this scene and how infamous it is. It is downright one of the worst moments in the entire 13 film saga.
Yep, because Deadpool has his mouth sewn shut.
You've missed the point of the character entirely.
That is just a cardinal sin. There are lots of cardinal sins in comic book movies. Yeah. You do not silence Deadpool. You do not make Superman depressing and unlikable.
Yeah.
And you do not make Batman kill people.
Unless it's in an Elseworld story.
Okay, I'll give you that. But still, you do not silence Deadpool. His mouth is a freaking superpower, I swear to God.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Like, especially, but it did give us the very memeable line of Hugh Jackman leading the mutant refugees to safety, only to be met by Ryan Reynolds at the door, and then him saying, "Wait, is that you?" It's like, God, that line is terrible, but I love it.
But I will admit, though, the line where it says, "Oh, sorry, they finally found a way to show you up." I will admit that was a little funny, but that hurts because, you know.
It's so bad. That's a 90s superhero movie line.
Yeah, but
it's not a late, early 2000s. Iron Man was a year old when this movie came out.
Yeah,
One of the magnum opuses of the superhero genre had just come out.
And we get followed up by this?
Yeah. So basically, the thing about Deadpool in this movie, instead of having amazing shooting ability and slicing ability, being able to use a bunch of weapons and being very very flexible. And
kind of like in the opening of the movie?
Yeah, especially like, doesn't Deadpool also have teleportation in some comics?
Yeah, he has a teleportation belt.
Which is also, so it's the belt. It's not him doing it.
Right, exactly.
So in this movie, he has the different superpowers of all the people Sabretooth killed in the movie. So he has Will.I.Am's powers. He has a bunch of other people's powers.
I'm guessing it's as much as durable as Blob.
Yeah, he also has Hugh Jackman's powers too. Can he eject adamantium swords from his body?
As far as I know, no.
No, like the stuff still comes out of him. Right?
Yeah, but it's weird.
Yeah,
it's
really
it looked
weird.
Unlike the bad CGI claws from earlier, these came out looking like something like extensions of flesh, and I'm like, ugh, that's gross.
Terrible, bro.
It's nasty.
We are still talking about this, and we're only at the cusp of the climax.
Yeah.
Of this movie.
The climax of the movie: Wolverine and Deadpool fight.
Yep. Basically, Logan and Sabretooth fight off Deadpool together on top of a giant silo, which, of course, it looks very hokey, very not convincing.
I mean, they had to find a way to save this movie, but that didn't work.
Okay, so Silver Fox is mortally wounded, leading to the captive mutants too. Who else? The freaking cameo by
Scott Summers.
Oh no, him too. Okay, I was actually gonna lead it to somebody else, but yeah, Cyclops is in the movie. Teenage Cyclops is in this movie, and if you guys know what happens in the future films, well, actually no, this actually wouldn't hinder the future films very much, but it would a little bit. It shows that Scott Summers was a high school student in the late 70s. Keep that thought in your head for when we get to the later films, because it does mess with some things, but then again, it like also shows why some things had to happen for this
of course.
For the future films. So basically, Teenage Cyclops is leading the mutant refugees to Professor Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart again, but he is wearing even worse CG than X3 had.
So worse de-aging makeup than X Men 3.
Yeah, basically. I can only assume it's because this was made 3 years later and he had aged a little bit, so they had to cover more.
What was the budget of this movie?
Oh, I will tell, because remember, that's the tradition after we're done with the plot.
Let's just get this over with.
Okay, so basically Professor X saves Cyclops and the mutant refugees. That's how Cyclops and Professor X met in the movies.
Yep.
After Logan kills Deadpool, kind of, Stryker arrives and shoots Logan in the head with adamantium bullets, rendering him unconscious. Before Stryker can kill Silver Fox, though, she grabs him and uses her mutant powers to persuade him to turn around and walk until his feet bleed. Which, okay, that is weird as hell.
Well, it is weird, but remember, William Stryker is a jerk, so...
Yeah, he's guy. You can kind of see that when he did that stuff in this movie, you can kind of see why he was...
Yeah, but that punishment's just... Yikes.
I mean, especially so, I kind of forgot that was her superpower, like the power of persuasion, which is honestly really cool.
Is cool.
It's unique. I like that very much. So basically, walk until his feet bleed, then basically succumbs to her injuries. So she was shot, survived long enough to get this dude to get out of the scene, and then died. It's like,
how does that work?
Literally, she was like 99% dead in the previous scene, and used her last bit of energy to make this dude walk until his feet were bleeding out of his shoes.
Who knows?
Goddamn.
Who knows?
So basically, she died. Wolverine gets back up and regains consciousness, but he has amnesia. Now we know why he can't remember anything. You know what? Okay,
it explains the first X Men movie, kind of.
Okay, I was actually going to wait till we got to the end of the movie before I made this joke. If you went through all this crap, wouldn't you want to have amnesia too?
Yes!
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I knocked myself on the head with a frying pan to forget this movie.
He notices his dog tag says Logan on one side and Wolverine on the other. And basically that's how he established his new identity. He pauses before noticing Kayla's dead body, but doesn't recognize her, and then... I believe that Gambit actually walks off with him, which was honestly really nice. Like Gambit came back, folks. I don't remember when, because I don't like this movie at all. But it's like literally he comes back in and leads Wolverine away, and then we cut to the mid-credit scene. Believe it or not, they actually showed the mid-credit scene only in select theaters, which means you only had a 50% chance to see what happened afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the mid-credit scene was only a thing on future DVD releases.
No, it did show in select theaters.
That's ridiculous.
They actually were experimenting with because remember Iron Man and Incredible Hulk did it so well they wanted to try, but they didn't want to do it everywhere.
That's fair, I guess.
The mid-credit scene shows that Stryker is detained for questioning by the military people in connection with the death of one of the generals who basically Stryker murdered to protect his experiment. Yeah, that's basically another dumb part of the movie. Stryker kills his superior because he tries to shut down the Weapon X project. And of course, literally, the general, who you'd think would be a master at reading body language, has no idea that this crazed maniac is clearly trying to shoot him. Literally, every single character in this movie is dumb.
Yeah, they're complete idiots and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so literally though, believe it or not, it took Stryker 25 years to get back into goods with the U.S. government after murdering a 5-star general to be able to do all the crap he did in X2 before he died in that movie too.
Yeah.
Now, basically, then we had another credit scene post everything. Following the defeat of a Deadpool, his hand crawls out of the rocks and touches his head, which he wakes up and shushes the audience, revealing that, of course, Deadpool is alive and would be coming back. Oh yeah, he would, but not in any way anybody would have imagined.
No, we'll get there, but thankfully we're going to good territory after that.
The movie is over. And of course, as you probably recognize, we just rushed through the plot because it makes no sense. We tried to make it as much sense as we possibly could, folks. But this is the first L. Well, technically the second L because I kind of consider X3 to be the first L of this franchise.
Yeah.
But this is the first major L of the X-Men live-action saga. This movie is not very good.
Mm-hmm. We'll save the rants for later, but... Of course, we got to go through all the specs and everything, right?
Yep, of course we do. I would just like to point out, I'll actually talk about this after we get through the budget and the immediate consensus. This movie was made on a $150 million budget. Let me just quickly compare that to the other movies. As a reminder from previous episodes, X-Men 1 was made on $75 million. X2 was made on approximately $117 million, and X3 was made on $210 million. So basically, this is the second most expensive movie of the four, and it looks complete dog shit. Let me tell you, okay, the fact that there's some of the fight scenes are fine, but the action scenes are just really awkwardly shot. Let me tell you, folks, because this movie, like I said, was directed by a man named Gavin Hood. What other movies did this guy do? I will give you a brief rundown of the movies of his I've seen. I've only seen one of his other movies.
Which is what?
The film adaptation of the book Ender's Game.
Oh yeah, I heard some people don't. I heard some people actually really like it.
Yeah, I thought that it was definitely up there, but definitely a step up after this movie. Let me tell you that.
Anything is a step up above this movie.
Okay, this movie was spent on $150 million. They made $373 million at the box office. A decent profit, only making about 2.5 times their money back.
Well, the problem was its critical reception because originally this was going to be the first of many X-Men movies that were set as prequels or origin stories for a couple of heroes and villains.
Exactly.
But due to the fact that this movie sucked amongst the critics, they just nixed the other projects and just went on from there.
Exactly. The next movie was going to be a prequel movie about Magneto, titled X Men Origins Magneto, right?
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
No, but technically the next movie is still a Magneto prequel.
Yeah, but at least it's better.
It's so much better. I can't wait till we talk about that when we go around the merry-go-round again.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm calling the movie shuffling of these podcast episodes. The merry-go-round of Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers.
Oh, boy.
So basically, let me just go through a few tidbits about the production. Post-production, were very troubled with the many delays due to the weather that they had to film. They were the filming locations. There was unpredictable weather, which means on some days they couldn't even shoot at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course I can kind of see that because they were shooting in more of a wilderness kind of thing.
Maybe it's kind of an omen.
Okay, so another thing about it was Hugh Jackman's many commitments. When he started the X-Men franchise, it was his first major film role, so he was very available. He was very available to do the movies of the trilogy, aside from doing a few other films. I believe he worked with Christopher Nolan during one of those movies making The Prestige.
Yeah, that's right.
But of course now he was a mainstream name, so everybody was trying to grab his ass up. And of course, they had to compensate because he was bouncing around in films, so they had to shoot a lot of scenes with him not present in them, and it becomes very apparent early on. And of course, believe it or not, the movie went into production. The script wasn't even done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
This project was working with an incomplete script that was still being written in L.A. while they were filming in Australia. But yeah, because just the film is actually filmed in Australia. I honestly didn't know that. Conflicts arose between the director and the Fox executives over what direction the film should go. They simply couldn't decide what the hell they wanted this prequel to be. And Lord knows does it show. Basically, they had an unfinished work print being... Okay, so believe it or not, another thing that could have led to the film's financial downfall was the fact that an unfinished version of the film leaked onto the internet a month before the film's release.
You're kidding!
People saw the movie unpolished, yes, but they still saw like 99% of the movie before it came out. So that would show that basically, if you didn't see the internet work print, you still went, but those that did saw it and tried to get people to get the hell away from this movie.
Oh dear God!
That is honestly so funny.
That's another bad omen. Great.
Yep. Basically, the movie received overall mixed reception, but has not had a good reputation over the past 10 years.
This has lived in infamy as a really bad movie. I wonder why.
I will definitely say why. This movie's script is written by, in my opinion, the worst Hollywood screenwriter ever.
The worst.
Yeah,
you never told me who was the worst in your opinion.
I've seen a bunch of this dude's movies all together, and they've all been awful.
Who was it?
His name is Skip Woods. Let me tell you, I've seen a lot of this dude's movies. Like, I've seen almost all of them.
What has he written?
Because he wrote that movie Swordfish with John Travolta, Hugh Jackman, and Halle Berry. So basically, he basically worked with Hugh Jackman before. It was basically an action thriller movie that had a lot of intense action scenes and plot twists and stuff like that. That movie honestly wasn't that bad. I'd honestly think it's probably his best movie because because that's the thing, it made no sense on purpose.
So it was supposed to make no sense.
Yeah.
That's always good, I guess.
He actually made uncredited changes to the script of Die Hard 4, which I'm not sure why the hell they would call him to fix that movie. It was already pretty great as it was. Let me tell you that much. Okay, he did this movie, the Liam Neeson A-Team theatrical film from 2010. No, trust me, that movie is very damn run-of-the-mill. It's basically in a long line of 20th century TV shows turned into movies, like that.
I guess,
stuff. He did write Die Hard 5. And
that explains why it sucks.
Yeah, that explains why. That's the big-ass reason right there. He wrote the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Sabotage, which was basically a very, very loose adaptation of an Agatha Christie story. Let me tell you, I did not see the connection at all because I've read the original story. And, of course, he wrote both screenplays of both video game to film adaptations of the Hitman video game series.
That also explains a lot.
The first movie with Timothy Olyphant was a below average, but it definitely had that, early 2000s sting to it. But the 2015 movie, complete garbage.
Not bad, huh?
You want to know why? That was the last movie he was ever called to work on. No one has called him back to work since then.
That's been 7 years.
In 7 years, no one's called him back to write anything.
Wow, that's a shock.
I would say with him working on this, the project was doomed from the start. But of course now, guys, before we go on to stuff like the accolades and the cultural impact, let us briefly talk about the characters in this movie.
Do we have to?
Well, yeah, let's do maybe 5 in general, and then we'll give the cameo treatment to the rest.
Fine.
So first and foremost, we have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
He's trying his best.
He's trying so damn hard, and I have to appreciate him. Like, even though he's not trying, maybe he's not trying his best because he did have other things on his mind when making this movie, but he did care enough about the project to produce some of the money for it. So
that's at least good, I guess.
Yep. Basically, as as we know, he is a Canadian mutant and a future X-Men member, often referred to as Jimmy by Sabretooth. Basically, Jackman became one of the producers of this movie through his own company and was paid $25 million of the film's $150 million budget.
That's actually not that bad.
So, basically, in hindsight, he was paid 17% of the film's money.
Yikes.
Which, of course, I would definitely say he definitely deserved it. Jackman underwent a very high-intensity weight training regimen to improve his physique to make himself look younger for this movie. He basically altered the program to shock his body into change and also performed cardiovascular workouts.
Like what?
It does. Okay, so basically, Jackman noted that no digital touches were added to his physique in a shot of him rising from the tank. That was his entire body with no CG.
I think so,
and damn, he was fired. Let me tell you that.
Well, given the fact he is a good-looking man.
Yep, basically, okay, you want to know what's funny? The young guy playing young Wolverine in, the opening 5 minutes, basically, casting directors casted him as the young after seeing him sing at the, I'm not sure where they saw him sing, but apparently they liked his singing voice and they thought that he would work good here.
Right.
Basically, accepted him after he sent in his audition tape. Believe it or not, that's actually really funny. There's actually a scene in the opening of this movie where he screams after he killed his father by accident, and it's really bad.
Yes.
Really, bro, maybe you shouldn't accept a young actor because he can sing really well.
That's not how you base an actor.
Yep, if there's one thing that My Little Pony has taught me, just because you can sing, it doesn't mean you can act.
That's true.
Let me tell you. You want to know who was also originally cast for the role of young Wolverine? Who I think would have been a much better choice?
Who?
Cody Schmidt McPhee. He was the actor who would go on to play prequel Nightcrawler in the prequel quadrilogy.
Like an Apocalypse in those movies?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was going to be young Wolverine for this movie, but then they threw him away for that freaking kid. I hate that. Oh my god. So basically, all in all, Hugh Jackman gave his all to this movie at the very end of the day. He gave his amazing Wolverine performance that he always does, even though he was reading from terrible, terrible dialogue. Let me tell you this much. And even if I do meet him someday, I pray that he lets me ask him to do two things. One, the Wolverine roar on camera. Let me tell you, that is definitely one. The other thing is, could you please look at your hands as confused as you did in this movie?
If I met him, I'd bring him a copy of X Men Origins Wolverine. I give him, can you slice this in half, please?
Better yet, step on it, please.
Yeah, or set it on fire.
Yeah, so basically, all in all, I definitely give him the thumbs up.
He's the only thumbs up, right?
No, not the only thumbs up. There are definitely other characters in this movie that I thought deserved it.
Now that I think about it, you have a point. Alright, moving on.
I completely forgot to mention who plays Sabretooth in this movie. Live Shabir. Let me tell you, I've actually seen him in a crap ton of things. I definitely think he tries so hard, and I mean, he's not one of my favorite actors, but whenever he's in something, I do find it above averagely enjoyable. This movie, not so much.
His take on Sabretooth is weird.
I just don't think he's a good comic book actor. The fact is, he has none of the Sabretooth qualities. He doesn't even grow, the blonde hair. Remember? Sabretooth was in the first movie. These two look nothing alike. They don't remember that they're brothers in that movie. It's just absolutely nothing. Basically... Okay, is this a Star Trek reference? No, okay. So basically, Sabretooth becomes Logan's nemesis in this movie. Jackson Hugh Jackman and the director compared Wolverine and Sabretooth's relationship in this movie to a tennis rivalry.
What?
Basically, in that they are enemies, but they can't live without each other. They are connected by bond, even though they hate each other's guts. Makes no sense.
That does not make any look of sense at all.
Nope. Basically, Wolverine represents the pure animal and embodies the darker side of Wolverine's character, the aspect of Wolverine that he hates most of all. These characters are two sides to the same coin. Okay, so that's the thing too. Tyler Mane, the guy who played Sabretooth in the first X Men movie, originally asked Fox if he could play Sabretooth in this one. In fact, he wanted to so bad because he loved playing Sabretooth in the first movie, and that would have been so much better. Let me tell you that.
Did Fox say no or something?
Yes, they did.
What?
Why? Basically, they said that he didn't look young enough, and they're basically saying that they wanted.
How old was Tyler Mane when the movie was in production?
Tyler Mane is currently going to be 56 this year, which would have meant that he was 43.
Right. That's not bad.
No, especially since, hold on, Live Shabir. Let me look up exactly how old he was when this movie came out. He was was he like a year older? Let me see. He's like, yeah. So basically, they're the same age. Like, how does that make any sense?
I don't know.
Okay, so basically, and you know what would have also helped? Tyler Mane is Canadian. Live Shabir is from California. That's also something that probably would have helped it out. Jackman had worked with Live Shabir before in the 2001 romantic comedy Kate and Leopold. Oh, dear God.
My God.
And basically described him as having a competitive streak necessary to portray the role of Sabretooth. They basically egged each other on all the time on set and to basically do more and more stunts together. They basically had like a playful like bromance, like, I hate you too.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
do this. Like, that's fun.
I guess that's one fun way to do method acting, if I'm being honest.
Live Shabir put on 40 pounds of muscle to get this part. Especially, which of course, like, I honestly couldn't tell. He looked exactly the same. And basically described his character as the most monstrous role he has ever played and ever since played. Of course, yeah, monstrous and how bad it is.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much. As a child, he loved the Wolverine comics because of their unique urban sensibility. It was basically something that he could never find in any other comic book series.
That's actually a fair point, because Wolverine is one of those grounded superheroes, despite his mutant abilities.
Yep. Live Shabir had studied to be a fight choreographer and wanted to be a dancer like Hugh Jackman did early on in life. So he basically enjoyed working out their fight scenes together. Yeah. They basically described all of their fight scenes as a dance that only one of them could win, which I thought was really nice.
I guess.
So even though not a big fan of the character, Live Shabir did enough in this movie for me to recognize him as a likable actor in other films, just not this one.
You got
so
that
I'll give
right.
him the middle thumb.
Good.
Okay, now let's go on to, do I do Danny? Yes, I do Danny Houston. I believe that's how you say his name, as William Stryker.
Oh boy.
He had been previously, Houston was in negotiations for the part, while Brian Cox, who played the character, wanted to reprise the role. So see, everybody from the original trilogy wanted to come back for the prequel.
But
Cox said no. That's
because we need younger people to do that, since it's a prequel.
He believed that CGI, similar to the program used on Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen at the start of the third movie, would allow him to come back as Stryker as a younger age, and that's Brian Cox speaking. Basically, Houston liked the complex Major Stryker, who both loves and hates mutants because his son was a mutant and drove his wife to suicide. So he understands what they're going through, but he despises their destructive force. Bruh. I would not look at Stryker and say he understands mutants at all.
He doesn't.
He's the classic white power character.
Sadly, yes.
The person who enforces control and death onto those who are smaller because he can. That's basically, and of course that's why he hates his son. Like, I know he's basically the allegory of those fathers that hate their kids that kill their wives, because it happens so damn much. I've seen it in so many stories, and it's just another example of that. And trust me, we saw his son in X2. We know this. This is prior information, and yet it just feels like, oh, so that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Got it. Basically, after all of that, he compared the character to a racehorse breeder who rears his mutant experiments like children, but then abandons them when something goes wrong. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
His son is shown to be frozen at the Weapon X facility, and the reason Stryker starts the program in the first place to basically cure his son of the mutant affliction. So, I think that Danny Houston is a very decent actor. I haven't seen him in a lot of good things. I definitely have, just not a lot of things. Let me tell you that much. Like, he's been on TV, especially stuff like American Horror Story.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in that. He was actually really good. He was in Tim Burton's movie Big Eyes from 2014. I still haven't seen that one, unfortunately.
Me neither.
He was also in Ridley Scott's adaptation of Robin Hood from 2010, which I also need to see about that too. So basically, after seeing all of this, rest assured we will talk about the Danny Houston in better movies. He just was not that great in this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'll have to give him the semi-thumbs down, because as much as I loved some of his dialogue and how badly his character was written, just really wasn't doing it for me, unfortunately. Next, we have to talk about Dominic Monaghan. Oh, yeah. Let me just look up who this dude is just so I know. Yeah, Bradley. Maverick gets his own character highlight. There really isn't anything special about him, especially since like his power is able to manipulate electricity and electronic objects. That's it.
What?
Apparently, this dude was originally supposed to play a character named Beak from the X Men, but of course that character was changed later on to Maverick. And okay, I guess nothing. I really didn't feel anything for him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson. Now there is a lot to unpack there, let me tell you that much. He is a wisecracking mercenary with lethal swordsman skill and peak athletic ability, who is later transformed into the disgusting Mutant XL. And initially believed to be killed by Sabretooth, Deadpool is genetically altered into a mutant killer. He has his powers taken from other mutants killed and or kidnapped in the movie, including the power to... Yep, so Deadpool has laser eyes in this movie to make his eyes look like his mask from the comics. And God, it looks awful.
Yes.
Who the hell thought this would ever be a good idea?
Who knows?
He of course has Wolverine's healing factor. He has teleportation. He has retractable arm blades, as we said. He is referred to Stryker as the Pool, the mutant killer, the one we pool the dead characters into.
That's not how you name him, Deadpool.
Nope. I don't even remember that fact from the movie, but apparently it happened.
Yeah, look, Deadpool was named that way for a whole other reason.
Yeah, that's why it's like the characters' powers are pooled together, basically. Basically, like compiled together. Scott Summers' eye blasts, Will.i.am's teleportation, the katanas out of his fists with his arms like Wolverine's claws. Ryan Reynolds portrays him for close-ups. The stand-in shots are actually from a stunt double. So
really?
So basically Ryan Reynolds was not there for every scene shooting him.
Oh, great.
Which of course is used by a stunt double, is like used for the more complex shots. Scott Adkins. He's basically a world-famous British stunt double. He's been in a lot of movies. Let me tell you, he's been in like a lot of stuff. I think he was in, was he in the Turtles movies? No, he was in the John Wick movies, stuff like that.
That looks good.
Basically, originally, Ryan Reynolds was only going to cameo as Deadpool, but the role actually got bigger as the movie was going on. They realized that they can do a lot with him, aka ruin the movie. That's basically
that's one way to do it.
But you know what Fox did in a stroke of genius? They did an amazing casting decision in 2016 and recast Ryan Reynolds to play Deadpool, but much more comic accurate. Let me tell you, it's actually one of my favorite comic book movies of all time.
The first Deadpool movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, and then Deadpool 2 just happened to be better for me.
Yep.
But
so
I have other reasons.
Basically, going for that, I definitely give Deadpool the middle thumb. Ryan Reynolds is the only good thing about the character, and him being there elevated it for the short time he wasn't sucking ass.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Now, of course, we now switch into cameo mode for the rest of the characters. We have, of course, Will.i.am as the teleporting mutant John Rath. This was Will.i.am's major film debut. Although he initially did not want to get on with the acting director, he got the role because he wanted to play a mutant with the same power as Nightcrawler. Basically, so yeah, he said that I want to have a superpower that I can teleport. That's all he wanted. They didn't care if it was comic accurate. They just needed a teleporting mutant. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
He basically enrolled in boot camp to get in shape for the part. When filming a fight, he actually scarred his knuckles after accidentally punching and breaking one of the cameras.
Oof.
Which of course, that's crazy, which means he's still scarred to this day. He has to look down at his knuckles every day and thinks about his time making this movie. It is absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Believe it or not, he was not the first person asked to fill this role, which I can honestly say. It was actually supposed to be actor Quentin Jackson, who was a heavyweight boxer, I believe, or basically like a big. He's a kickboxer. He's a mixed martial artist. So see, that would have been cool. But then you hired the lead singer of that band, the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh yeah, good idea, Fox.
I basically liked Will.i.am in this movie, and in a ironic sense, he really doesn't look like he should be here. But in the end, I kind of felt just like rolling with it.
It's okay.
He basically dies before the end of the second act. So he's not in the movie a lot, but when he is, he does get a little chuckle every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to Fred Dukes, a.k.a. the Blob. Now, I liked the look of the Blob, honestly.
Yeah, not as grotesque as comics or even the animated series, but still, they had a little to work with. So how else are you going to make a fat guy?
Fred Dukes is shown to be a formidable fighter in the first half of the movie, but years later, due to a poor diet, he has gained an enormous amount of weight and trains as a boxer to lose weight. Yeah, this movie really does not do eating disorders really well.
Not a lot of media does, unfortunately.
Logan taunts the Blob about the whereabouts of Stryker, and when he calls him Bub, he mistakes him as Blob. Stupid. A fan of the X Men movies, the actor who played the Blob, Kevin Durand, contacted the producers for a role as soon as the news of the new movie came out. The suit the giant fat suit went through 6 months of creation before they finally made it.
6 months?
Yeah, it took 6 months to make the Blob fat suit alone. Let me tell you that much. And of course had a tubing system inside to cool Kevin Durand down with ice water. Those are giant ice water packs under the fake skin.
That's actually ingenious.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Let me tell you that much. Believe it or not, do you also know who else auditioned to play the Blob? Who I think would have been not as good, but definitely on point. Maybe I think.
Who?
Kevin Harbour from Stranger Things. Let me tell you.
David Harbour?
David Harbour. Yeah, what was I thinking? David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Detective Hopper? Are you serious?
He was turned down for being too fat.
Too fat? What?
To play the Blob.
What?
He was too fat.
Wait.
It makes
I'm trying to do
sense.
I'm trying to do the math here, and all I'm getting is my calculator head is exploding.
Especially since he really trimmed down. He's not the thinnest guy in the world, David Harbour, but
no.
He has tried to get in shape ever since this movie came out.
He's got strength.
He went on to play Hellboy once.
Yeah,
we'll get to that horrible movie someday.
Yeah, but thankfully he also went to play the Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie. We'll get there too.
Yeah, Red Guardian, and of course, remember we saw him in Suicide Squad last time. He was one of the people in the Oval Office meeting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And of course, everybody remembers David Harbour's in the DC Cinematic Universe. So okay, Kevin Durand. What has he been in that I've seen? Well, he was a big guy on Lost.
Of course he was.
He was in that show. He was in one of the Resident Evil movies. He was in Resident Evil 5.
The game?
What?
The game?
No. The
fifth movie?
Yeah. He was in the fifth Resident Evil movie. He was Gabriel. Oh, that's who that was. He was in the religious movie Legion with Paul Bettany.
Really?
For 2010. That's the movie where God's angels comes down to murder all the humans because God says humanity. Literally.
Well, that's
just
kind of accurate sometimes.
Just frick humanity and just kills all of it. Wow. I absolutely love that. That movie is so dumb. I absolutely love it. But of course, Kevin Durand is fine in this movie. He's perfectly there because he has so little to do. You hardly remember he's there.
Yeah.
The Blob is basically you go over the mountain and then you never go back to the mountain.
Yep.
So yeah, fine. I guess.
Yeah.
Now let us talk about two of the characters that I really wanted to get into, but cameo-wise. Lynn Collins as Silver Fox. First of all, whitewashing. Silver Fox is a Native American character. Lynn Collins is a white woman.
Ooh,
so,
yikes.
Literally, that was the first mistake they had right off the bat. They never should have hired her for this role. Completely inappropriate, let me tell you that much. Basically, she has the power to persuade people to do whatever she wants just by touching them. However, Sabretooth is immune to telepathy.
Well, considering the fact he Wolverine related, Wolverine is mainly known to be immune to some kind of telepathic or mind control ability, so this makes sense.
Okay, so basically, Collins talked about for this role is, I had to play off all the guys and their testosterone-heavy abilities, but I learned that the female powers of persuasion easily trumps fangs and knives and guns. Bitch, no, it
doesn't.
No,
I mean,
okay, is it bad because Lynn Collins would later appear in another show that I really, really liked, and she's doing very well during this time on the show?
What is it?
The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's basically a main character on The Walking Dead now as it works towards its final episode. But let me tell you, she's doing really well in that. She does not do really well in this movie. Let me tell you, believe it or not, Michelle Monaghan was actually turned down for the role because of scheduling conflicts, but she really wanted to work with Hugh Jackman. Let me tell you that much. She was in, if you guys don't know who Michelle Monaghan is, she's in the amazing movie Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal. Please watch that movie.
I heard Source Code's good.
For Lord knows. And of course, she's in a bunch of the Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise. She's in the 3rd, 4th, and 6th one. So yeah, she was really good. She was really good in those. Michelle Monaghan. Lynn Collins, on the other hand, yeah, no, I'm gonna give her the middle thumbs down for definitely not offering very much to the character. Give some love to Native American actors, god damn it.
Yep.
Now, I believe last but not least, before we just get to the minor roles like Patrick Stewart, is Taylor Kitsch as Gambit.
Ay, ay, ay.
And I hate Taylor Kitsch so goddamn much.
Why?
I don't know. He's on that short list of actors that I just hate because.
That's Pete Davidson?
Like Pete Davidson. Exactly. Or that dude who's playing Adam Warlock in Guardians 3. That's the thing. He's on that very short list of characters, so I hate your face. How dare you play a character
But is there a reason you do?
I can't really think of one. It's just
then you shouldn't have that list in the first place.
Well, I do. It's there. It exists for a reason. I can't tell you the reason, but it exists.
So you have it as basically just as an insurance policy in case you find a good reason.
In case I find a reason later. That's
fine. I guess that's one way to put it.
Okay, so basically, the size of the object determines how big the explosion is whenever Gambit throws shit, which is honestly nice. I love that superpower so much. That's exactly why I said I loved him in the X Men animated series.
Right.
He's also very skilled at using a staff. He's also very agile. But due to the nature of his power, he also displays supernatural durability, being able to be able to take Wolverine's elbow to his face and return moments later perfectly fine. Let me tell you, I used to do the Gambit and Wolverine fight scene at the end of the second act. Let me tell you, because the dude just gets right back up after being thrown around.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact Gambit also had, in this movie he has sleight of hand.
Yeah, which of course that's cool because he has the playing cards. I like that.
Yeah, but I will admit the shot where he slows down the cards when he's dealing at the casino, that was really cool to watch.
Very cool. Taylor Kitsch said about the role, I knew of him, but I didn't know the following he had. I'm sure I'm still going to be exposed to that. I love the character. I love the powers. I love what they did with him. I didn't know that much, but in my experience, it was a blessing to go in and try my take on him. I'm excited for it, to say the least. So at the very least, he was really happy to be in the movie overall.
Yes,
I'm just saying, okay. I just wish they got somebody else, maybe give him an actual role instead of just being a device for the plot.
Yeah.
Literally, the only reason he's here is because Hugh Jackman can't fly. That's basically
pretty much.
Because they need his dumbass plane. He could have been anybody, but they made Gambit. And okay, I'm gonna give you all the spoiler for this thing right now. Out of the 13 movies, this is Gambit's only appearance out of all of them.
Because there was plans for a Gambit movie
starring Channing Tatum of all people. I'm pretty sure we'll get to the canceled projects after the acquisition of Fox when we get done with these 13 movies. Yeah, there's so many of them, but yeah, Channing Tatum was supposed to play Gambit in the future movies, but that plan fell apart after so damn long of waiting.
Yep.
Let me tell you that much. So Taylor Kitsch, negative. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So basically, additionally, Tim Pollock plays the young Cyclops. I don't know who Tim Pollock is.
I never heard of this guy.
Apparently, he was on an ABC show called Dance Academy and NBC's Camp. They're very, very popular for the time in 2009. He's basically a nobody now.
Great.
Basically, we had other characters like Max Cullen. Really? Do I know this dude? I think I do. I don't know if I do though. Okay. I feel like I should know who this dude is. I don't. Actually, no. That's actually another guy. Never mind. Basically, they were heavily. Okay, so basically, you have got to be shitting me.
What?
I just learned, we've seen this movie multiple times, right? Mm-hmm. We've seen the old couple scene, and then we see them die, right?
Yes.
They are characters from X Men comics.
What?
They are not original creations for this movie.
What?
Basically, the old couple is the Fox's equivalent of Alpha Flight. Which is if you know the superhero team Alpha Flight, you know they're a Canadian superhero team with a big dude and a tiny person and a dude with a Superman-esque suit with the Canadian flag on it. Yeah, the old guy is the Canadian dude who Guardian. Basically, and his wife is his wife Vindicator. So... What the hell?
What the heck, guys?
Yeah, so that is something me and Chris never knew before until doing this podcast.
Right.
Oh my god. I think I hate the characters even more because, like, literally, I'm not the biggest fan of Alpha Flight to begin with. They're kind of, like, they're basically like the only mean Canadians out there. Like, I mean, like...
Well, I mean, the other mean Canadian I know
that Wolverine's also a mean...
No. He's mean because he's violent.
Yeah, he's mean just because he has to be. Like, he's just... That's who he is. I like accept that.
Yeah.
Basically, a actress named Tanyana Tazi plays Emma, a mutant with the power to turn her skin into diamond, who is Silver Fox's sister. She was originally going to be Emma Frost. Like, that's the thing. Like,
that's not Emma Frost?
No, it's not. So
it's just another random woman
named Emma.
It can turn her body into a full diamond.
Yeah, basically.
What?
Yeah, so that's not Emma Frost. She just has Emma. Well, that's like she was supposed to be Emma Frost, but they changed that shit at the last minute.
Because of course they did.
So basically, it was noted that she does not exhibit the character's telepathic abilities. It is later revealed by Bryan Singer that this character is not actually Emma Frost, but instead a mutant with similar abilities. Oh. You could have made her Emma Frost and set up a bunch of stuff, but of course, then again, doesn't Emma Frost appear in the next movie?
Yep.
Yeah, so so it would have conflicted with that, and that movie does Emma Frost so much better.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you that much. So basically, after all that, we have Wolverine's parents are played by Aaron Jeffrey, Peter O'Brien, believe it or not. Huh. So basically, we have other cameo appearances. There's so many different characters in this damn movie. Believe it or not, you want to know something else that was supposed to be in this movie that was not there?
What?
There was originally going to be a cameo by a version of Storm, believe it or not.
Was Halle Berry meant to come back?
No.
Damn.
Teenage Storm, Teenage Cyclops.
Oh.
Their footage was shown in the trailer, but it never made it into the movie. Which, let me tell you, it would have been awesome to see Teenage Storm. Let me tell you that much. I would have loved that. Basically, of course, we have Patrick Stewart coming back as an uncredited cameo, by the way.
Of course it was.
He was not credited for this at all. And, of course, we have, believe it, a poker player makes a cameo in this movie for some reason.
A random poker player?
Yeah. Okay. And of course... you want to know what's also something? Stan Lee wanted to cameo in this movie. That's the thing, because, remember, he's not cameo like that. That's why we would have pointed it out already otherwise.
But he didn't. This is one of the few Marvel movies that he didn't cameo in before his death.
Yeah, he couldn't. He was unable to fly out to Australia for the film's production, so he had to skip on this one. And probably good for it too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
All that, the cast did a fine enough job overall. They did the best they could with Skip Woods' horrible script. Let me tell you that much. Oh my god. Believe it or not, I actually looked up this funny fact before we get to the awards. But the FBI was actually calling to shut down whoever uploaded the film illegally to the internet.
Really?
The freaking FBI was called in to silence the people trying to see this damn movie. Oh my god, it was so freaking funny. Of course it was. So now, do we have any awards for this?
I doubt it.
Because I'm trying to find anything solid about this movie. Okay, there is one thing that because usually guys, we usually tell you all the accolades. We don't really have that here. I don't think. I'm going to keep looking through my notes, but I highly doubt I can find any. Yeah, pretty much we have no accolades for this movie. I doubt it was even nominated for anything. So, however, there is one fact I would like to share with you guys from the nomination section that is kind of worth mentioning. Hugh Jackman later confessed being unhappy with how this movie turned out. For better reason, you probably know why. Yeah. The actor wanted primarily a film that would deepen the Wolverine's character, but somehow the first Wolverine movie ended up looking like the fourth X Men film, just with different characters.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That was actually his words, specifically.
Thankfully, the second and third Wolverine movies did that no problem.
Yeah, because exactly. He wanted to make sure that the Wolverine 2 and 3 from 2013 and 2017 would be nothing like this movie, and he definitely succeeded.
Thank God.
2 cases exist of adolescents. Okay, you want to know what's actually so freaking silly about this movie?
What?
After the film came out in theaters, I will actually get to this because I honestly did not know about this. 2 cases existed in 2009 that after the film came in, teenagers injected themselves with mercury after seeing this movie to try and get the powers of an adamantium skeleton.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Teenagers got mercury, probably from their home thermostat, and injected it into them, sending them to the hospital, where they almost died. It's like,
oh, great.
Because literally, though, this is not the first time that stupid people have done stupid things upon seeing a comic book movie. I know there at least exists one case of some guy being bitten by a spider to try and be Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, there is a case of that exists somewhere.
And I'm sure there's a case of someone trying to expose themselves to gamma rays.
Basically, I really don't know how that happened, but of course everybody knows. This movie was heavily criticized and joked about for the rest of the X Men film saga. It was either completely ignored or joked about in more of the parody movies.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you that much. But then again, after we went through the plot, the characters, the accolades, every single thing, basically everything we could just dig up about this movie, it's high time we get to the ending, my friends. So, Chris, what do you think about X Men Origins Wolverine?
I'll tell you what I feel.
Okay.
This movie is just awful. Characters are crammed in for cameos and nothing but fan service is continuity. It doesn't work as a prequel. It causes confusion in the coherent plot of at least the original trilogy. At least with Last Stand, they knew how to tell at least a coherent story, minus some convoluted plot elements. But at least it wasn't a dumpster fire like this film. This film just has bad CGI, ridiculous continuity problems, unnecessary scenes for world building and previously established movie lore, and how this movie just deviated from the source material. One prime example, making Deadpool an ultimate mutant that cannot talk, which is just plain ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Deadpool is known for talking. Seeing that mouth sewn shut, it's just so infuriating. The other characters are okay, besides Wolverine, are fine, but not really spectacular. No. There may be good action, decent acting, and maybe some funny moments, but with the film having too many negatives to count, like bad, dated humor, missed potential, and convoluted prequel shenanigans, not to mention that every character in this movie is an absolute moron and seems to regress to a level that makes me just facepalm and appalled at this, making this film the worst X-Men movie in my humble opinion. This movie!
Damn, you not talking for this whole podcast actually made that speech so worth it.
Thank you.
Let me tell you that.
So, in terms of rating it, despite minor positives, I have to give X Men Origins Wolverine, you're gonna laugh at this, a 4.5 out of 10.
Dude, you never rate movies that low.
Well, now you have seen it, so deal with it.
Okay, I will definitely deal with it, guys. You know how I always try to look for the symbolic nature in every work of art, no matter how bad. I've seen remarkably terrible movies that I have to own because I have to show other people eventually, but I would never watch again on my own merit. This movie I have to see because it's part of a big multi-functional franchise that I adore so much. A franchise that's about to get a whole lot bigger with the Marvel films coming out this year, no doubt. But unfortunately, this film is just an embarrassment.
That's an understatement.
The freaking CGI is awful. The continuity mixed at best. The acting is very, very try-hard, but ultimately falls flat. The story makes no sense, and as Chris said, the characters are really dumb, and just saying that, it's a prequel, they haven't developed where they were at the end of X3, has no excuse. The actors should have known better than this. The script writers should know better. Skip Woods should never have been a screenwriter in the first place. His work is awful. And of course, as soon as I see his name in anything, I know it's going to be a not enjoyable ride.
So it's basically like when you see Hillary in a Batman the Animated Series episode.
Pretty much, yeah.
Great.
That's exactly what that is. However, I'm thanking God every day that this movie made enough money to not kill the film series just yet, and because of it, the Fox worked to improve the X-Men formula enough for us to enjoy amazing W's for at least a few more years to come.
Yeah, because at least one good positive about this movie is that it exists. It showed people what was absolutely the worst of the X-Men franchise lineup in most of people's opinions, and Fox realized that. Sometimes you just gotta hit rock bottom to realize the problems, and they realized, and 2 years later, we got X-Men First Class, one of the better X-Men movies, and the franchise continued on. Despite some hiccups in the road, at least none of the future movies stoop down to this movie's level. At least I think so.
This is not the worst of the X-Men movies, in my opinion, though. This is an average film in every sense of the word, and that's why I'm so mad at it. The first 2 movies were amazing.
Yes, well, to be fair, though, the first film was a little dated, but it still was able to find a sit-through. And X2 is near spectacular.
Exactly. Near Last Stand is, I can't remember if I said it was okay or decent.
Can we at least
watch that again to find out.
Yeah.
But
can we at least both agree that Last Stand is better than this movie?
Yes, it is.
Thank God.
Not, because believe it or not, they're actually the same length. But in the same length, they managed to hold 2 plots. This film couldn't even handle 1 plot. That's exactly what I'll be saying. So at the very end of the day, I will give this movie the lowest X-Men rating so far. But as we go through, I'll probably find one lower. Maybe not. This I will give 2009's X Men Origins Wolverine an average rating of an F+.
That's average.
Yeah, that is average for me. Like, everything goes up from there. Yeah. Let me tell you that much.
At least we are out of the bad area for now.
We're out of the danger zone for our comic book merry-go-round, at least for a little bit while longer, my friends. We will go back to lesser movies eventually, but of course, we have a lineup of great movies coming your way, coming up next time. Our next big movie review will be 2017's Wonder Woman, starring Gal Gadot, directed by Patty Jenkins.
Oh, we'll get there. That'll be a fun time. But for now, at least this episode is finally over. But we'll see you guys next time on Behind the Scenes Screens. Until then, I'm Chris.
I'm Mike.
And skip this movie at all costs.
Just watch it. Experience it. Excelsior.
Ignore him. We'll see you next time.